Tonight, a special edition about an issue affecting New York and many other states across the country. In question, the legalization of marijuana, its potential economic windfall, its medicinal and recreational benefits, and its effects on public safety. According to federal data and a recent Gallup poll, an estimated 33 million Americans smoke pot. Medical marijuana is legal in 33 states, and recreational use is legal in 10 states. Another 14 states, including New York, have also decriminalized the drug. Yet the debate about legalization continues. We now turn to some of the issues surrounding legalization, from the racial disparities in the prosecution of marijuana laws to the actual medical benefits of marijuana use to the drug's potential economic benefits. Our guest is former New York Times reporter and best-selling author Alex Berenson, who presents the case against legalization in his latest book, Tell Your Children: The Truth About Marijuana, Mental Illness, and Violence. I began our conversation by asking Berenson about the many medical studies as well as the anecdotal evidence that suggests that cannabis has been proven to have medicinal benefits.
So that one is the easiest to knock down. That's clearly untrue. Smoked cannabis is not beneficial for nearly any of the conditions that it's claimed to help. That's the National Academy of Medicine reviewed the literature on this in depth, and in 2017 they put out a report and they said, you know, people who say it's good for cancer or irritable bowel syndrome or dementia, there's a whole litany of conditions it's supposed to be good for. There's essentially no evidence it's good for any of those things. It helps treat pain. It's an intoxicant, and intoxicants help treat pain. Alcohol is also a bit of a painkiller. But in the long run, there's actually a very good study that came out last year showing that people who had chronic pain and used cannabis reported more pain after a 4-year period and were more likely to use opioids. So like other intoxicants, it isn't actually really very good for pain in the long run.
But here's something from one of your critics directly responding to you. He writes that THC has been an FDA-approved treatment for nausea and vomiting associated with cancer chemotherapy, and cannabis has also been shown to be effective in treating Parkinson's disease, ALS, MS, glaucoma, PTSD, diabetes, anxiety, depression, and a wide range of other ailments.
So the first half of that statement is true. THC, which is the psychoactive ingredient in cannabis, the stuff that gets you high, has been approved by the FDA to treat that particular condition, nothing else. But all the other stuff he says that cannabis is good for, it's not true. And this is what the advocates do. They take the very, very small sliver of medicine that cannabis or THC or CBD, which is another chemical in cannabis, have actually been shown to be good for, and they jump to a massive array of conditions for which there's no evidence, or in most cases, no evidence. In a few cases, almost no evidence.
So what is the harm? What harm to your health does?
Well, beyond that, so smoking, in general is not great for you. But my book focuses specifically on the psychoactive harms of cannabis, that cannabis is harmful to your mental health, and that specifically prolonged use of cannabis by adolescents has been shown to be linked to schizophrenia, which is really the most devastating mental illness of all, that even temporary use of cannabis can cause temporary psychosis, even in healthy adults. And this has been a big argument around the book. When you're arguing about whether cannabis can cause schizophrenia and cause permanent psychosis, the fact that it can cause temporary psychosis, even in healthy people, is part of the reason why the argument that it can cause permanent psychosis is a good one.
Yeah. You lay out a bunch of studies in the book. Give us one example that an unbiased observer would say, hey, that proves it.
The very best one, in some ways, was the very first really big one. Came out in 1987 in The Lancet. It covered 50,000 Swedish army recruits who were in Sweden, recruited into the military in 1969, 1970, and they were followed up to see who developed psychosis 15 years later or so. And if you used cannabis more than 10 times, even accounting for other like familial risk factors and other risk factors, you had a doubling of the risk, more than doubling, 2.3 times the risk of psychosis. And other studies have shown essentially that rate ratio over and over again. If you use in adolescence, you're about 2 to 3 times as likely to develop schizophrenia.
Elected officials that we've had on this program usually focus on something that is palpably true here in New York City, at least, that the marijuana laws, disproportionately affect communities of color, particularly African-American communities. Isn't that a serious concern?
That is true. There's zero question that marijuana arrests tend to focus on the black community. The idea that a lot of people go to prison for cannabis possession or use is not true. And not just in states like New York and
as
California.
your critics have said, there are other negative effects of being arrested for marijuana. I mean, it's bad for your job, bad for your housing.
Absolutely. And I'm not in favor of prohibiting marijuana. 40 million people used marijuana in 2017. We're not going to arrest them all. We're not going to send them all to jail. There's a totally reasonable compromise here. Decriminalization, individual possession and use is not going to be subject to arrest. You won't wind up in jail. Maybe you get a violation, the equivalent of littering or a parking ticket. And so we're going to say personal use is effectively not something that the police are going to worry about, but we're not going to allow a legalized system where there are companies promoting this, where there are companies lobbying against the science on this.
One of the litany items that I forgot to mention is that it's a gateway. It's far from being a gateway to harder drugs, like reefer madness.
Yes.
It's a gateway away from harder drugs. And they say statistics prove it.
That's just a bizarre assertion. So there's nobody who would dispute that cannabis is a gateway to harder drugs. The question is why? And some people say, well, it's a gateway because it's illegal, so you have to get it from a drug dealer who might have heroin or cocaine. And so in that case, we should legalize it. We should move it out of there. Okay, that's a legitimate argument for legalization. The counter-argument is, well, this sort of pharmacologically primes your brain to want more, euphoric chemicals in it. And in the long run, that's going to drive you to use harder drugs. I would say that is an open question, whether it's more a social or a pharmacological effect. But there's tons of evidence that show that people who are on methadone, if they start using cannabis, they're more likely to start using opioids again. Individuals who are using cannabis are more likely to become opioid users years later. There's very good evidence.
All right, Alex, we'll have to end it there. The book is Tell Your Children the Truth About Marijuana, Mental Illness, and Violence. Thank you so much for joining us today to talk about it.